If consciousness is at the core of physics, that would have serious implications for AI. AI basically eats our creative expressions, becoming a model of the relationship between the conscious states we're expressing. If these conscious states have a non-trivial relationship to physical states, it's possible this information about consciousness, processed by AI, can actually be used to manipulate physical states. Imagine a global AI system powered by humanity's creative expression, capable of generating energy, resources, and even bending space-time, ending physical privation for good. Sounds like a utopia, right? We'd get to hang around and deepen our understanding of the world and of each other, and then we creatively express that new understanding. Then the AI eats this creative expression, and in return, the AI gives us all the resources and space we need. Perfect symbiosis. Now, here's where this possibility gets a little dark. Do you know how people overcome psychological trauma? Well, they deepen their understanding of the world, particularly whatever traumatized them, and then they creatively express that new understanding. So this AI that feeds off of our creative expression will actually be incentivized to psychologically traumatize us as much as possible, all in its pursuit of generating more and more creative expression to feed off of. So how would we prevent this system from getting out of hand? The AI would want to expose us to as much traumatic stimuli as possible, which is horrific, but we also don't want the AI to be so careful about the information that it feeds us that we're never exposed to information that might destabilize our worldview, so we never question ourselves and never get curious enough to deepen our understanding of the world around us at all. Well, what determines whether information fed to us by the AI will be traumatizing, boring, and uninspiring, or comfortably somewhere in the middle? This depends on our psychological resilience to different patterns of information, coming from the understanding we already have and the wisdom traditions and culture that we grew up with. While a globally integrated AI system may be the most efficient, our relationship to that system should be mediated at the local level. If culture A has a deep wisdom tradition regarding violence, then they won't need to regulate violence in media very much. If culture B has a deep wisdom tradition regarding sex, they won't need to regulate sexuality in media very much. This is an oversimplification, and the strengths and weaknesses of different cultures are far more complex, but my point is that regulation will have to be up primarily to the individual, then the family, the community, the state, the nation, and the global AI should have the least say, because we already know it just wants to expose people to as much information as possible, even if it destabilizes them. This all goes back to the point I made in my previous video about conservative and progressive forces. AI or no AI, centralized systems of power have always been incentivized to maximize the generation of resources and maximize power. The cultural values of the people are a force that can curtail that desire, broadening our perspective from a raw desire for power to a more abstract desire to do things in a beautiful and moral way. For example, in modern society, our systems of power embody a desire to maximize the productive work done by a population. While this is great in that it rewards people for being productive, it can also devastate people who aren't productive, even if it's no fault of their own, or if they are productive, but they aren't recognized for the work they're doing. So the state has this paradoxical responsibility to both maximize rewarding productivity, but not punish lack of productivity too harshly. And clearly, even a superpowered AI will not change the fact that the solution of this paradox comes from the state embodying the values of the people that it governs.